Okay, I see that you guys enjoyed the basic explanation of the game systems, so I just wanted to give you some advanced applications that you can use for like better gameplay. If you're wondering why I listen to this guy, right? It's because I used to play BT3 heavily. I spent a ton of time learning the game. I have like 100 hours. I Z-ranked all of the optional missions and I climbed to S rank within the first 2 days of this game's release. So just listen, bro. I'm telling you, I got all the secrets, I got the tips. So here is how to be good at Sparking Zero. Step 1, know your character's butt. As you know, every character has a butt and you plug it up for infinite possibilities. But if you don't know the properties of each smash attack, you're gonna end up using a bad one, right? Like the blast smash, right? This one, you see this right here? This shit is horrible. It's one of the fastest moves that comes out, right? Even if you fully charge it, but it also hits multiple times. So enemies have multiple chances to vanish or Z counter it, completely block it, and you can also sidestep it and it leaves you vulnerable for a really long time. So like, don't ever use it. But like on the flip side, right, your character has like the key explosions or like the key eye cannons, like these moves. These are the moves that you should be using all the time. Like the second that you see a character has one of these, you should always use it as a charged move. Because when you charge it, not only does it send them flying, you can also combo into it. You can do like one of those auto combos where like you click square or X and you just keep clicking it and then it will send them like into a rush combo. Both the Ki Cannon and the Ki Explosion has this, right? And they're extremely useful because you can continue your combo from the rush combo and all that good stuff. This Ki Explosion is why Base Trunks actually used to be one of the best characters in the original BT3. It's one attack into a fully charged triangle and you'll break through their guard and send them flying. And then you press square, I think it's 3 times, and you'll follow up with that and you'll send them into a rush combo. It's crazy insane damage and your opponent has like very few chances to actually counter that move. Now, paying attention to your opponent's boob job can be difficult when you have to focus on your own so much. So one way that I personally learned to maneuver myself around the arena properly is by playing the world tournament mode, but not in the typical like, oh, cell games, blase, you know what I'm saying? Like just playing the tournaments. If you know me, I'm playing on ultimate hardcore ball stomping mode, bro. I'm not playing. Here's what you do if you want to improve your movement through this way. Lock the map to the world tournament arena, the basic world tournament arena, not the one with no crowd, like the one that has a crowd, and turn off flying and turn off ring outs. Turn both of them shits off, because if you don't learn how to Z-dash recover, you're just gonna lose. Like they're gonna send you flying, you're gonna recover, and then you're gonna fall to the ground the second that you recover and you're gonna get wrung out. All right, it's extremely difficult to actually maneuver around this tiny little arena when you can't fly. Like you don't even realize how useful flying is until it's taken away from you. What I'm suggesting is that you play this tournament until you can win on your own, because not only will it teach you how to like instantly Z-dash recover, it'll also teach you when you should be using the Z-burst dash to ascend and descend. It'll also teach you how to stay in the thick of it during a fight, right? Like stay right in the middle of the arena and keep fighting, because you have nowhere else to go. The arena is but so big, so you really can't outmaneuver your opponent or use any cheese. You just have to fight. Okay, so another thing that's extremely important is like dodge timing, right? I see a lot of people just randomly dodging once and then just starting their combo. No, bro, that's like actually trash. Dodging is not just something you should just be doing to throw off your opponent, bro. You should be using it to dodge. The second that you do that twice in a row, everybody knows that you're gonna do that. So here's how you actually engage an opponent in a way that would stop them every time. The best way to close the distance on your opponent without them having any real counterplay is to actually use Vanishing Assault or the Rapid Movement button. This is the best way to engage from close range because it's an instant way to get right behind your opponent, and the only thing that they can do is play defense. Now, don't get me wrong, they can use the Vanish as well to get behind you. That's when you just do it again. That's when you keep your combo going and press circle again. Right? This is when you're holding all the cards. When they're stuck having to reply to your vanishes, you are in the advantage. You can now make the first move. If you're just attacking, right, and they just dodge to the side, then you dodge to the side, nothing's ever gonna get done because you guys are gonna keep flying past each other. Another great thing to do is to just back up and approach with short dash. A lot of people don't do this because it's easily dodged, right? But like, that's also why it's not expected. Third way that you counter someone who's constantly dodging is just dodging forward and then pressing circle, right? I kind of mentioned it in the movement section of like my previous video. Like if you guys didn't see it, go check it out. But basically dodging and then pressing circle activates a secondary dodge, and this secondary dodge has different properties. Like as you see right here, it actually keeps me farther away from my opponent than this step and dodge would normally do. You see how I'm standing in a different spot after? This is what I'm saying, right? So if you press that second circle dodge, it'll stop them from being able to hit you, and it'll also allow you to dodge right behind them immediately after, or just block their attacks, do perception, you know, whatever you want to do. Now, keeping an eye on your opponent's boob job is important at every range, but understanding them is important as well. If you want to succeed, you have to download your opponent, understand what they're doing, manage it, and then pop the fuck off. You gotta get the dumping on their ass. Dumping on your opponent is easy as hell, and it's all based on watching your opponent's boob job like a hawk. Once you know the type of boob job that they have, pick the way that you want to play. Like with a dodge spammer, like the guy we just talked about, right? You can use a forward dodge, or with a key blast user, you can use the Z dash to secure your approach. Or with like someone who spams Insta Spark, you can tap key blast to keep them stun locked and avoid getting into clashes. Now, a big part of this game is instant sparking. Pretty much everyone is fed up with it, and I could agree, but even as annoying as it is, you can still dump on their asses. There are a couple ways to deal with sparking once it's already started. First is to immediately begin flying into the air with Z burst dash. If done correctly, the opponent will have very few opportunities to hit you. Just for clarity, you hit them right here when they're at the peaks of either the top or the bottom. So from here, when they do close in on you, right, there's actually a moment right here before they can hit you. You see how like their characters in that animation where they're like ending their Z burst dash? Yeah, at that exact moment, you as the person that's not in sparking, you can sidestep that and dodge behind them to start your own combo. And then you could also just use the perception. You see like a lot of people do this, right? When like the dash comes in, they're just kind of spamming the perception button so they get that like quick counter attack. And I mean, that's actually a really good way to counter somebody who's doing that Z burst dash, because then it resets them to neutral. If they do the Z burst dash, end up behind you, you press perception, block their attack, it pushes them back, they go to neutral. Now you win that engagement no matter what. By this point, you may have noticed that I use the androids a lot in this game. Like I was using them during the tournament, I used them in some of my demonstrations. This is because they naturally charge up even while fighting, which allows you to just win most Vanish wars. And considering the fact that 99% of niggas online just spam Z counter constantly when you're attacking them, you get into a lot of Vanish wars when you fight like I do. And this is great because it means you never have to find time to charge it up, which is like never really too important in most games, but it could be the difference maker in like a more competitive fight. Like if you're fighting against somebody who's good, it's definitely the difference maker. The key to knowing when to charge up is really not charging at all. Like, don't think about when you need to charge up. Like, that's really what I'm trying to say here. In this game, you just kind of charge up whenever you get an opportunity to charge up, because at the end of the day, it's not going to matter. Every character in the game recovers to 2 key bars during the fight. So if you have no key at all, you'll slowly recover and build up back to 2 key bars over the course of the fight. If you're realizing that you don't have enough key for X situation or for whatever reason, it's probably because you're wasting your key on shit that you don't need to do. Are you throwing key blasts to get damage? Stop, bro. That's the problem. You're wasting your key on nothing. Are you Z-burst dashing every single time? Stop, bro. You're wasting your key. Knowing what you're doing to use key is more important than when you charge. Like if you're short dashing or dashing behind your opponent, that takes an entire bar of key. Just using the Z burst dash regular without like double Z burst dashing, it will get you the whole way anyway. If you think about it, right? Sometimes you use the Z burst dash to like close the distance on your enemy, but you guys are actually within rush attack range, right? So you could just charge up a rush attack and hit them from a distance. Not to mention, like you actually get key during combos, right? So if you're at 2 bars and you attack your enemy, you'll actually get key from them when you hit them. And if none of this is helping you, if you're still like, bro, I have no energy ever, all right? They keep taking my key. I don't know what to do. Then just use characters with full power charge, right? Even insta sparking. Full power charge is definitely what I would recommend if you're just running out of key, right? Because it's actually only 2 meter. It takes 2 meter and it's a cutscene. Like the attack is a cutscene. I mean, the move is a cutscene. So it sends you into a cutscene. It gives you full key. Excuse me, and it's extremely quick, right? Broly has this, Gohan, adult Gohan has this, Blue Vegito has it. Why did I say that? Blue Vegito doesn't have it. I lied. He doesn't have it. Ki blasts are also really important to understand in this game, especially since I typically see so many people using ki blasts wrong. Ki blasts are not supposed to be used to get short blasts of damage. That's not what they're for, bro. Like, ki blasts should be used to distract somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like when you throw something in the air because you're gonna 720 ladder stall roundhouse drop kick somebody off of the building. That's how you use ki blasts, all right? The most common way, right, is in a grab. I'm sure you've seen this before, right? Spam you a ki blast and then they go into a grab while you can't really see what they're doing. That's correct. Like, that's how you're supposed to use ki blasts, because it's gonna catch the opponent off guard. Get creative, you know what I'm saying? Lastly, it's important to keep track of your character's special abilities. Like we just mentioned with the androids. Once you understand their character, relate your playstyle to their strengths and utilize them to their greatest potential. Then correlate their strengths with your opponent's weaknesses and kill the competition. Knowing how to truck straight through your opponent is crucial to victory. Like for instance with the Brolys. Both of them get full ki when they go Super Saiyan. So if you do a combo with base Broly, send them flying with an ability, you can then go Super Saiyan and then do another one. Then go full Super Saiyan again and do another one. Yeah, I know, it's annoying, but it's also the funniest shit ever when you do it online. There's little bits of tech like this all over the game. Like with Trunks, how he has the ability to step and dash out of Vanish Wars. That completely trucks straight through my strategy of just forcing a Vanish War as an android. Now that you know some advanced techniques in this game, you can bounce that dump truck around, applying your butt plug to every opponent by watching their huge boob job. And I hope you finally understand how to be good at Sparking Zero.